Hello everyone, this is Mr. 13 Things here coming at you with a mashup showing how in some format one could mix sketchy, three of my great teaching and learning passions, as they apply the math to the engineering. You hear music in the background and I'll fill it in with a little more music in a little bit. But that kind of sketchy physics, Sketchup, open source. Chris Phillips is the creator of Sketchy Physics. Last software, originally out of Boulder, Colorado, now part of Google, is Sketchup. And then, of course, the Khan Academy with its address, www.khanacademy.org. And for those of you interested in exercise framework, www.github.com/Khan, and the work out there of Sal Khan and his rockstar team, including John Resick, put something called an exercise framework together. So what you have here is a amalgamation of a couple, 3, 4 programs that one does the kind of the gaming and one does the teaching, and this is how it goes together. So what we're going to do here is we're going to turn on Sketchy Physics, and you see my two instructions there. That Sketchy Physics is now running. You see on the bottom left there it's computing frames, which basically a theory would be in physics is there are 60 time steps per second as a one-off, as a kind of a starting benchmark. So this is kind of the concept of time here, and we see balls suspended in air. This is just a concept, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this one first. I clicked on that ball, and I've drug it around. Unfortunately, I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to go back here. That nothing happened because it didn't hit anything. So instead, now I'm going to click on this ball, and you notice here the frame stopped. This has to do with computation. I'm waiting for what's happening now to occur. The ball continues down. In the meantime, this has called up a web browser. It should come up here in a little bit and come over the top of our screen. It's a bit of a pain, and we'll work on the timing here, but what that did was bring up this web browser, which I'm bringing down to you. Hopefully you could have it on a large enough screen that it wouldn't over the top. And so what's happening right now, if this continues to run, is you have a web browser running a exercise, right? And this one is actually hosted out. If you see, this is actually hosted out at my web page, and it actually did work this time. And it's going to asking me to bring the dot to the center of virtual desktop BG. I'm just going to go through and do I'd like a hint, I'd like a hint, I'd like a hint, I'd like a hint, and it brings the dot there. So you have a number of things going on at once. This would be something that gets, if nothing else, students screwing around with the software and then seeing how you can mash up would be the word, or integrate would be the engineering word, a number of pieces of software to do what you want to do. Of course, you're going to want to, for the most part, keep students, depending how you're going to do this, progressing through the knowledge map in www.khanacademy.org. But again, I'm presenting this, as you see, to something that might be an interface that differentiates for them the difference between going into the highly developed mathematics knowledge framework out at www.khanacademy.org, and the kind of hobbyist or other topics which will be covered by teacher hobbyists, teacher innovators, homeschoolers, companies, as they take advantage of the exercise framework developed that is out there under an MIT license, which means people can use it for profit or not for profit. Again, what we expect to see is that a lot of teachers very quickly see that this is a great way to actually start having students use math skills while learning math skills. Those of us who are great proponents of SketchUp, place to find stuff there is at Sketchucation. So we'll put some of these things together. I'll keep this to 5 minutes, but what you have here, just as I close this out, you'll realize that ball's still falling. It's down around 11,000 frames. So this was actually, we're using a lot of computational power, but nothing that would tax a laptop, for instance, that had maybe 4 gig of RAM. Thanks for listening. Stop that. end the video.